This is Sponge. Sponge woke up hungry and decided he was gonna make himself some spaghetti for lunch. Excited about the prospects of a delicious meal, he jumped out of bed and ran to the kitchen to whip up his snack. Unfortunately, disaster struck. Sponge opened the freezer to discover that there was no more meat left in the house. Sponge, as a result, sat on the floor and sobbed like a bitch for 20 minutes before realizing that he could do something about this. Called to action, he rushed out the door on a quest to find more meat to save this afternoon treat. Unfortunately, after several days of constant meandering outside, Sponge didn't find any meat, but he did find himself lost in the corruption realm. At this point, he was ready to throw in the towel and go home to eat his now days-old, stale, room-temperature pasta without meat like Satan intended, when suddenly the father of sustenance arose from the mountaintops. As was foretold in the prophecy, Sponge jumped into the creature's mouth to enter the first circle of hell, a flesh cavern inhabited by a hidden duck society. Sponge traversed through the uncharted lands, making his way deeper and deeper into the meat. When situations got dire, Sponge maneuvered through obstacles with relative ease. When things seemed hopeless, the world willed for his journey to continue. All the while, he got to explore surreal, exciting landscapes, and finally got to scratch that decades-long itch for adventure that he so desired. Sponge eventually surfaced from a plate of spaghetti, the diner of the evening, Ringo Starr. In a panic, Sponge pulled out a gun and fucking killed Ringo with his fucking gun. Holy shit, he just killed one of the Beatles. Last guy who did that has been in prison for 40 years, Sponge. You're fucked! All that's left for you to do is turn yourself into the authority. Drink this acid, which is just the substance acid that coincidentally in this story has the exact same effects as the drug acid, while not actually being the drug acid and just being the liquid as depicted in fiction. Keep in mind that this is just a Sponge never got much love as a child. While his two older siblings were going out on adventures, saving the world and garnering acclaim from seemingly everywhere, he was left alone at home to act as a magnet for all the sadness in the world, keeping the lands happy and colorful for his brothers to explore and their audience to enjoy and find escapism in. A lifetime being neglected. A lifetime where the best thing you can do is lock yourself away. A lifetime where being unable to interact with the world is actively making it better. After a while of this, all Sponge wanted to do was anything that can make the world proud of him, and more importantly, anything that can make him proud of himself. Thankfully, it wouldn't take long, as Princess Bleach was in trouble. Being held captive in the tallest fucking building ever, Sponge boarded his gallant steed Yoshi and set off to fill the hero's shoes he yearned to wear for so many years. He fought through the Verizon cyberspace. He fought through a drug-fueled depression land. He fought through the firepower of the United States military. He fought through the fortress of Will Smith.
Rewind time.
And soon enough, he was at the top of the tower, ready to rescue his love. Finally, Sponge was about to get what he wanted. No, what he deserved. Finally, Sponge was gonna save a princess, and Sponge was gonna have parades in his name, and people chanting his name. Finally, Sponge was gonna do something that really mattered. Something that gave him a legacy, something to stand on, something that his children and their children could be proud of. When he got there, the princess was dead. In its place, a meat monster, not dissimilar to the one Sponge had entered to kickstart this entire saga. Over the course of his journey, Sponge had grown more powerful, more capable of facing threats head-on, more confident in his ability to succeed in the face of imminent failure. He had mastered his own offensive toolkit, and with ease he struck down the meat and subtracted one source of misery from this world once again, just as he was told he was meant to do for several years prior. But even after he defeated the killer of his love, he felt nothing, and felt that he had accomplished even less. He was no happier than he was at the beginning of his journey, no more regarded or respected or known or regaled by the people whatsoever. All he got from his work was the most important thing in his life taken away from him, taken to the other side of the mortal coil. It seems that in his job to rid the world of sadness, when nothing else is in need of being soaked out, you have no choice but to create the sadness by yourself. And so it ends, not in fanfare or victory, but in a quiet moment of introspection and an acceptance of defeat by the circumstances of life. They can't all be happy endings, can they?